What's up, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite wrestling podcast. It is the Monday Night Wave, baby. And we back. We back with another one episodes. You know, one of them things, one of them graps. Our Saturday night main event episode. But before we get to all that and all the action and whatnot, I'll go by Jay. I'm your host, the pod breaker, Powerhouse Will Pods, Pod Will Jacob Friedman, because I pod better than you and you know it. Misrespect the jumpers in the building. Shout out to my man Halliburton. You out there doing your thing, boy. Ever since I coined it, you've been on the tear.
What the hell?
What the hell?
What the hell, Bird?
They call it. It's at the Halle Band, nigga. I saw that on Twitter. I was like, they gotta relax, bro. That's just crazy.
Yeah,
Anywho,
you the number one commander of the Halle Band, nigga. Halle Band. No.
Jesus Christ. And the man needs no introduction, people. He's here. It's the duo of myself and the OTC, but I'm gonna let him do his thing and introduce himself to y'all. So go ahead, Mr. OTC.
It's your boy, technically, since Hero's not here, does that make me the second mic today?
You're Mike too.
Okay. We're gonna run that back. It's your boy, the second mic. That doesn't really sound the same as the third mic. I feel like the third mic, it's got to be the syllables. Either way, it's your boy, it's your boy DT, the OTC of the Monday Night Wave. That's right, the other co-host. My monikers. I apologize. The clairvoyant one, the truth sayer, the foreseer. The Ghost Writer, aka Quentin Miller of the WWE Writing Room. And I would like to start off by saying I did not write this week's Saturday night main event. I just want to get that out of the way. I just had to get that out of the way. I did not have the pen this week. I don't know what they was doing. I was on vacay, as y'all seen last episode, and somebody got the wrong pen. I don't know what's going on. Tell me. And last but not least, before we get into things, a little bit more on a somber note, as Jay the Lonely One has clearly said and let you guys know, it is only two of us this week, and I'm honestly not sure what's going on, man. Hero's been missing in action. He's been MIA, and I've had a hard time trying to locate him. And I mean, we even live, about 60 feet away from each other. And I haven't seen him in a week and a half. And so I reached out to a PI, private investigator. His name is Lars. And hopefully he gets back to me soon. So hopefully we have an update for you on the Heroic One's locations and whereabouts, because it's kind of lonely out here in these streets, man. I'm not gonna lie.
That reminds me. Maybe you should return the favor and just walk inside his house.
I should, but the difference between me and him is I have manners. I have couth. I call before I show up. I send a text. You know what I'm saying? But in this particular scenario, you are correct. As someone who is worried and a little troubled, I should just walk over there and see if he's okay. I should. Yeah.
Hopefully find the Heroic One by next week, people. Hopefully he's somewhere around and safe, and maybe the Haiti trial has him on edge. I don't know. There's a lot going on right now, so
he could have got his car bombed.
He is a Cuddy fan.
As am I. As am I. Yeah.
Mr. Rager. All right. Episode 71, y'all. Before we get into the major news and whatnot, we do want to send a shout out and condolences or get well to Zoe. Zoe Stark had a mean injury on Raw. Condolences was kind of crazy.
Yeah, that was
kind of crazy. That was kind of nuts. My bad. Yeah. Just thoughts and prayers and get wells to Zoe, because that was a brutal fucking injury.
I'm not gonna lie, and this is not like the bit. I was actually heartbroken. because a few episodes ago I was just talking about where is Zoe Stark. Like, I want to see her wrestle. I want to see her get active. I know they disbanded PFC and Shayna's gone, and oh my God, I forgot her name. That is embarrassing. Shayna and Sonya. Thank you. I almost said Daria for some reason.
That's her name.
Oh, damn, that's awkward. Apologies, Sonya. I know they're gone, and like I was like holding out hope for Zoe to get cranking, and she finally got in the match, and lo and behold, it's Kairi Sane's first match back, and miscommunication. That's all it takes. Like, that's all it takes. Wrestling is real. These people are putting their life on the line, their bodies on the line to entertain us, and that is a moment where you really got to stop and pause and just be like, damn.
Yeah, that shit was fucked up. Like, and like niggas is so like ruthless too, because they'll show you like the injury clip, like nobody's business, bro. And like that shit it's just hard to watch. Side story, maybe it reminded me of the time. I don't know if he was working there at the same time, maybe. But we went to like the hoop camp up in Beaverton for like Nike and whatnot, and the homie Jeff like blew his shit out. Like it was the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, knee injuries are just they freak me the fuck out, bro. Like, because it's so fucking crazy. So yeah, get well to Zoe. Hopefully you come back. Hopefully, you know, get your rehab in, you know, and come back even stronger. Still got one of the dopest finishers in the E right now, so definitely get well. We also want to send another shout out to somebody who did something tremendous this week. You know, they accomplished a big goal. Mr. Darby Allin finishing Mount Everest. He's climbed to the top. He planted his flag. He said he was going to do what he did, and he did it. He was the only. He said he was the rookie or the only one who hasn't, or the first timer. He was the only first timer climbing the mountain, and he actually did it. So you know what? I gave Darby a lot of shit for wanting to climb the mountain. I'm gonna come on this broadcast, a very large and popular broadcast, and say I was wrong. Sounds crazy to me.
Yep.
But I was wrong.
Shout out Darby Allin. Good for you, buddy. I'm glad you got that off your bucket list. Hope it was worth it. Congratulations. But you literally made us all have to deal with Jon Moxley for 8 months because you chose to climb a mountain. And now I don't even want to see him get the belt. Put it on Hangman Page.
Put it on Hangman Page. You know, it's maybe we did evolve a little. Maybe, you know, we did evolve past Darby. But speaking of evolution, we have that scheduled on July 13th. WWE's Evolution, the women's pay-per-view, is coincided with a Saturday night main event, I believe. So Saturday night main event's on July 12th, and then Evolution on July 13th. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is also booked the weekend of like All In. So it's a lot of wrestling that week. You weren't on the last episode, so I didn't get that chance to ask you the question of who would you want to see, or what's your main event match for Evolution? Like, if you can pick a match, who are you letting close the show out?
Main event?
Main event.
My brain immediately, and I mean immediately, no hesitation, runs straight to Rhea and Bianca.
That's what Hero said.
Like immediately. If you're taking those two away from me, damn, that's tough. Maybe Jade and Charlotte
as a main event. You don't believe that?
I said maybe, nigga. Damn.
All right. My bad. Your booking. My fault.
But no, that's why I said if you said it couldn't be those two, but like for something like that, it has to be the EST and Mommy. It's got to be.
So when I had mentioned it last week, I said like it's pretty stacked. If you include like NXT also, like you got Stephanie's probably gonna be a part of that. My thought process was like for the main event, I run the Mania one back again, like the EO Bianca Rhea, like that shit was fire to me. But then also it was like I didn't get to see Stephanie and EO go like toe to toe without their interference, and I would love to see Stephanie and EO go crazy. But yeah, it should be solid. I mean, EST, Rhea, EO, Bailey, Becky. You have Jordan Grace. You have Stephanie, Julia. Like, there's a lot of talented women that you can put on this PLE. Not to mention some who. What you got?
I was gonna say, who shouldn't be on it?
Go ahead.
Nikita Lyons.
Okay, that's fair. I thought you were gonna say something else because we also mentioned that TNA could be a part of it, and Heroes like just please don't add Tessa. So anything's possible, nigga. What? Anything is possible, bro.
Hey, you think the She's a Racist chants are going to stop just because they're doing an all women's pay per view? No, no. She might listen. I don't think they would even, if they're smart. I don't think that they will put her on WWE television until those chants went away.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet my money on Tessa being on Evolution.
Yeah.
But speaking of money and bets, Mania.
This boy
in Vegas again.
This boy is good, man. This the first one got me. This second, this boy is the Segway king.
Look, man, it's all right. I'm just doing my job here. Mania has got announced, or not announced yet officially, but the rumors are that Mania is going to be in Vegas again after they kind of robbed New Orleans out of having WrestleMania and gave them Money in the Bank, which is in August, which we'll talk about after this. But first off, my first thought was I was looking at my Twitter, or I was on Twitter when it happened. And they're like, yeah, didn't they have Rock come out to The Block is Hot?
For no reason.
It was a Rock and Block is Hot combo entrance.
Everything Dwayne did over the last 8 months was completely pointless and a waste of time. He was a waste of time. This nigga went 0 for 3. He held up 3 fingers at Bad Blood and proceeded to go 0 for 3. This shit is
foreshadow his own future. Crazy.
That shit is insane.
So with that, I think the rumors or reports had stated that like they saw the revenue that came from Mania. They saw the money, it was a lot of bread that came out of the night 1 and night 2 of Manias. My first initial thought was that they think shit is sweet. You can't hit a lick on niggas twice. I mean, you can, but like, come on, bro.
I mean, if I go, it'd be the first time they hit a lick on me. I ain't.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
But
that's a fact. And is it a lick if they comp you tickets?
Now, if I get comped tickets, nah. But I'm not gonna lie. Selfishly, a part of me was happy that it was in Vegas, because then I get the opportunity to see if the plug is actually gonna pull through or not. Because now I know. So yeah. But outside of that, I even told my
Vegas
girl.
had terrible crowds.
Oh yeah, but that's good. Anyway, you ain't there for the wrestling, bro. You there for everything else.
It's true.
I told my girl that WrestleMania was in New Orleans. She was excited because she was ready to go. We was finna eat. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Finna eat, French Quarter, up and down the strip. We was there. We was gonna do it all. So I think she got some family down there. I think I got a couple family members that might still be alive down there. We was planning it.
But to run free, like 11 inmates.
But yeah, I mean, I guess they gave him Money in the Bank and something else, but it overall, I'm a little disappointed because I did want to go to New Orleans. At least they did it in enough time to where I didn't book a ticket or book a flight or nothing like that.
Right.
But definitely was looking forward to New Orleans for sure.
I saw the fan response was like, WWE's being UFCified, right? Where it's like
Mm-hmm.
they're going to lock you into wherever the most money's at, and that's where you're going to be. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want that to happen for WWE, right? I know that you can't stop it because TKO owns WWE, but like there was a clear distinction between the two, and they've been steadily merging a lot this past year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Mania is supposed to be the spectacle that you look forward to, where it could be anywhere. It could be Chicago, it could be Madison Square Garden, it could be Miami or whatever. But to just run it back in Vegas feels a little lazy to me. But yeah, like you mentioned, or we mentioned, they gave New Orleans Money in the Bank in August, which pushes it back because Money in the Bank right now is June. So now we got to wait until August for Money in the Bank. How do you think that affects the landscape? Like, because now you go from August to April with a shorter span of the briefcase, because somebody's cashing in between then. Like you're not carrying both briefcases past Mania.
To carry both briefcases past Mania will be insane. But also, a year is a year is a year. 12 months is 12 months. So, if my understanding is correctly, you have 12 months to cash in. But cashing in at a SummerSlam, it don't, unless, now thinking about what you just said about UFCing or UFCified WWE, what if, and we'll see, TKO is going to be hands-on with WrestleMania, but they're not going to be hands-on with SummerSlam, because generally the clout that comes with WrestleMania is a lot bigger. True. So if you adjust your typical programming or your season around SummerSlam, you can still create and have more creative control over what happens at what times, so then you're not having a thumb over you for WrestleMania.
And that's probably what it is. That makes a lot of sense to where we know this is the moneymaker for y'all. We want to have a little bit more control with this, but SummerSlam, that's all y'all. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Until
it starts making more money, and then they're like, all right, we are going to take this one too.
We already got 2 nights of SummerSlam too, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So and that blueprint's probably what's happening, because like I said, 2 nights of SummerSlam, 2 nights of Mania. They're testing this theory of what does TKO led Mania looks like, what does the WWE SummerSlam looks like. So this SummerSlam coming up is going to be a very clear indicator of what the creative control kind of looks like.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know, man. That's going to be a lot.
I'm gonna hold out on my reservations about Money in the Bank late in August like that, because I want to see how they're gonna plan and build around it. But to me, like I said, it signals that in my mind. And then also, are they guaranteeing the Saudi season is going to be around that time in June or whatever the case? So you're moving shit around. So that I think they're trying to figure out obviously where the most money's coming from, and then how to manipulate the schedule for creative and still allow these big moments to happen, but still get all the money you can get. Because, of course, at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. How much money can we get? And if the Prince in Saudi or whomever is like, yo, lock me in every June and I'm going to give you $100 million to retain the rights to this PLE every June, then, I mean, you're not going to turn down $100 million.
And I like how initially when they took it away, we didn't know where they were going for Mania, and everybody's like Saudi. We all anticipated that Saudi was going to get a Mania, and I don't think we're too far off from that. I think if they care about the money in Vegas, Saudi looking at it like, oh y'all, you like Vegas money?
Here's 500 M's. That's like
what? And 30 Maseratis for the staff. Like, what you mean? Come on, bro.
They're gonna be jumping cars and buildings like in Furious 7 or whatever the fuck that was.
It's like, what, bro? You wanna know what the best in the world looks like? It's not Punk. It's us. Like, come on. Speaking of which, let's talk about it. Saturday Night Main Event. To me, it wasn't all that bad. This was it was okay. It was okay, but it wasn't like I didn't feel like it was a waste of time. It was okay. Okay, like some parts, but not everything. Okay, let me but
yeah, okay, yeah, exactly.
That's besides the point. It's besides the point.
Yeah, okay, yeah. See, I had to look at you, look in your eyes. I can tell the truth. Tell the truth.
This wasn't one of those matches though. Seth, Bron, Sammy Punk was.
No, this was a great match.
I liked it. I liked this match. I thought this match was hard. I thought that like them open up the show was a good idea compared to like what was following, but like, I love the immediate like let's just get to the fisticuffs like off rip. You know, none of this games are playing or nothing like that. Punk had the dope like little bulldog like clothesline spot that was fire. Sammy had a springboard moonsault. I think he overshot Bron, but it was still dope in execution.
Hold on, back up a little bit. Free Palestine, both of them.
Yeah.
They
both
both
of them.
came. Yeah, they both came out. So I think obviously that was a calculated step by them, but to do that on NBC, that's fire.
I see y'all.
Yeah, for sure. And that's how I even tweeted. I was like, man, one thing Sammy gonna do, he gonna rap. He don't give a fuck about nothing else.
Nothing.
If I'm on TV, y'all gonna see this. That's what it is. So
we see that Paul Heyman saves Bron from a haluva kick. He pulls him out, and the camera's it's in a weird angle.
And all you see is a pair of cement threes and just a big black motherfucker just running. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I looked at how he was running. I said, is that Bronson Reed? And then they changed the camera angle.
Wow.
And Punk died.
Immediately. Big Bronson Reed made his return. Spearing Punk through the barricade. Big pop for sure.
Yeah.
Inside the ring, Sammy gets speared. So Team Rollins or New Evolution gets the win here. And then we see a little stare off. Like, oh my God, like Bronson Reed's coming to, handle Seth Rollins. No. This man joins the team, and I immediately tweeted out, this man's cheating. You can't have Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed on the same team. This is like you play NBA Live in like 2005 and put Carmelo and LeBron on the same team. You can't do that.
And D Wade at the point.
You can't do this, bro. This is unfair. Ain't nobody gonna get to Seth. And you gotta get through a spear and a tsunami.
And somewhere right now, if Hero is well and listening to the pod, he's screaming, Roman Reigns had the Usos and Solo and Sammy and the Wise Man, and he had the belt, and he had listen. Oh, go ahead.
No, finish. I got some stuff I want to wrap up with.
Yeah, I saw Bronson Reed. The first thing I thought was, I know he didn't want to get them J's creased. I know he didn't.
He was running like he didn't want to get them creased.
He was running like
flat-footed.
His toes was balled up in the front. Yep. Yeah. And then the second thing I thought was, he's not about to get in there and square off with Bron Breakker. I said, and then I listened to the crowd, and the crowd was so amped, and I said, fuck. He's supposed to be getting booed. This is not like all four of these guys are supposed to be getting booed right now. Mm-hmm. And it's impossible. It's not going to happen. Even though apparently my idea was called out as a terrible idea last week, the only way to get these niggas booed was to put somebody that people hated in that group. And you put a monster that people are bloodthirsty for. As a matter of fact, it was shown in the next 2 minutes. They both grab Punk, stretch him out, tsunami. And then what happens? The crowd is screaming. Crowd screaming one more time. And Punk is only taking one of them. He too old for that shit.
He's not doing this. Yeah, nah.
Mm-mm. Yeah, nah.
No. So the thought process here is that, like, well, why? Bronson was just beefing with Seth. He was just on Team Bloodline and whatnot. Why would he join Seth Rollins? And what I think is that the catalyst or the coach in this wasn't Seth. It was Paul. I think Paul brought Bronson Reed into the fray and not Seth Rollins. That's the last connect. Heyman was but at the War Games match. Bronson Reed was inside said War Games match with the other bloodline. Maybe he just saw talent that was being misused and brought him over. Like, I think that's the play here.
Or
Okay,
it could very well be the architect that was like, I'm not getting in that fucking match. Fuck Roman. And he saw how Bronson Reed single-handedly tore through CM Punk, broke his foot, destroyed an entire ring, and the whole new bloodline, or the old bloodline. It could very well.
And then Seth probably was like, did anybody check on you? Did the bloodline come back and check on you as you were healing through your broken foot? You did all that work for them. Did anybody care about you? But I reached out. And there you have it.
There you go.
Ugh. Yeah.
Ride with me. We going to the top. There's no more monsters in your way. There's no Samoan werewolf. There's no fake tribal chief. Like, we gonna run Raw.
Oof. Who stops them?
I tried to think about that when they stood arm in arm, and literally, there's no one. There's no one, and this is coming from the OTC of the Monday Night Wave. Like, I'm sorry, you can't make me believe that Roman, Punk, and Sammy are gonna handle this team right now in this very moment. You can't make me believe that, because clearly Roman is gonna want to go after Seth, which leaves either Punk or Sammy to have to deal with Bron, and then the other man pulls the short stick. Now you fucked. You got to deal with Bronson Reed. It's not happening, bro. It's not happening. So at this very moment, is there a monster they can call from somewhere else? Is there a ruler that they could call from somewhere else?
See, I like Obafemi, right? But I need Obafemi to come in on like some nut shit. And so I will trade your Obafemi for one Samoan werewolf who's also about to be a babyface really soon.
Drafting him to Raw?
We didn't see Roman and Jacob team up.
Yeah, but we want to see Roman and Jacob touch, though, too.
You do.
But you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'll give you that. But again, the immediate thought is Jacob and Bron Breakker, because that thread had already happened.
Been tied, yeah.
So who? Okay, you still left with having to deal with Bronson Reed, bro.
Sorry, Punk. You got short on the stick.
Go
handle that.
Yeah, that's tough. That's gonna be tough.
What's the over/under on the GTS on Bronson Reed?
It's not happening. He's not gonna be able to pick him up. What would have to happen is Bronson would have to be going up for the tsunami. Punk would have to do the quick recovery on WWE 2K25. Go over there, grab him off the top rope, and try to do it real quick. But it's not gonna happen. It's not. Because Punk is not lifting that man. No, it's not happening, bro.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they say on Raw this week. Seth might be running the next 3 summers with this group. I don't see anybody currently rostered that can take down this group. It don't look too promising. Unfortunately,
it might only can happen from within. This might literally be the evolution playback. Paul Heyman is Ric Flair, and then fucking Seth is Trips, and shit. Yeah. Batista, that might be what it is.
Bron is the Randy.
Yeah. And the only way it can happen is from within, because there's no I don't know if there's anybody on the roster that like I can't think of anybody, and it's sad. Who's going?
No, and we're not getting another bloodline team up anytime soon. That's not going to happen.
Nah, we're kind of Gucci on that. I think we're good.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
So
Respectfully, of course.
yeah, they're fucked. Women's United States title match: Chelsea Green, Zelina Vega. Yeah. I did. Let's start off respectfully. I did love the All Might gear from Zelina. The My Hero shout out this fucking was hard. And Chelsea Green's always a star. This match was a little clunky to me though.
I mean,
a little clunky. She didn't have a pop on her entrance, which I feel like it's a discredit to Zelina. I don't know like how you build her character or what do you turn it into. But it's I feel like they're sabotage in a way. I feel like it's a setup. And I don't know how to prove it, but I feel like it's a setup. To where like, oh, it's gonna be like, oh, she didn't get enough pop and nobody likes her and XYZ, and that's the way to get the belt off of her. It's like she wasn't dealt the same playing cards as everybody else. Matter of fact, she just got pinned last week by Julia, which was some bullshit because Charlotte don't want to eat the pin. And we can't have her. We can't have her in the Money in the Bank. So
why is regarding last week? Why would Julia take a pin? She's new and hot on the roster, and Charlotte. Yeah, okay, cool. You telling me that Tiffy is the next top woman for SmackDown? I'll take the pin. She got the belt. Respect. I've been doing this for a while. Outside of here, she look up to me. Cool, whoop-de-wop. Who the fuck else gonna take a pin in that match? I mean, let's be for real.
It was a setup. Nigga. Like, I know Julia was just new star announced and Charlotte is Charlotte. It was a setup from the jump.
Secondarily, it was bad. It was bad. It was probably some of the worst women's wrestling I've seen in the last 2 months, easily. And I am
care to elaborate why.
Everything was clunky. Nothing was smooth. You busted Chelsea Green's nose. She fucked up 2 619s in the same match.
The 619 spot was fucking crazy.
Twice.
Yeah.
Now listen.
It didn't go too well.
They have to get the belt off her. I am part of that group that's like, get the belt off her. I'm actually been more vocal week over week. And it's for all the reasons you already stated. And I said this earlier on an episode way back, but to me, her getting the belt felt random. It didn't feel like there was enough build up. It didn't feel like she went through enough. She had the cool vignette. She came back, no pop. It got so bad that they had to put her name at the beginning of the entrance of her music so people would know who's coming out. So they know whether or not they should be cheering. And still, nothing. So whatever they're attempting to do, this should have been, to me, Ghost Rider, Quentin Miller, this is it. This was your last straw. You done hit 30 days because they said it was 29 days with the belt. Whoop-de-wop. Okay, we gave you 30 days. You're not getting the crowd response you need to get right now. Your performance in ring most recently, what have you done for me lately? Hasn't been that great. Let's go ahead and let's just put the belt probably on anybody else at this point. And then let's do it right this time. Let's do it right this time. If you need to put her like they did Michin, put her through the gauntlet, just keep wrestling the same niggas over and over and over again. Let's see if we can build something out of that. But as of right now, it's here, nigga. Damn.
I got an idea. Zelina needs to be part of a faction. She needs to be part of like a damage control. Like, let me let me shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you have a Zelina, right? The mid-card star that you want to raise up. You have like a Roxanne who's a young person who's clearly about to beef with the mid-card star. Let me land. And then you have like, that other veteran presence of like, for example, a Bayley, right? You need something like that to push her forward. Not Bayley entirely, but just the damage control setup. Like something that would have got her popularity up just by being in the group. Especially because you're not putting on that many matches a week. So you got to be part of like vignettes or interference or something that like can just get you hot. Because like the crowd in WWE they don't care about the gamer like aesthetic and image and like the anime and stuff like that, which I love and I see. But the average audience member is not probably like putting that together at the time. That's also not selling you in ring. That's not giving you the pop. The costumes are not what's popping you.
Mm-hmm.
The Death Row music fucking sucks. Speaking of that, side note, I don't know what the fuck they did to Fraxion's theme song this week, but that shit was ass too. But getting back to point,
I didn't even see it.
You don't want to hear it. You need something to get her over, which is like the manager spot or something like that. Like she needs a trampoline. She needs a Miz, like how they got Mello with Miz. Like she needs something like that.
The problem with that is twofold. You can't take the belt off of her and make her a manager to then push her to try to get the belt again.
No, other way around. Other way around. She
needs a manager?
Yeah, she needs somebody like a Miz.
But okay. That brings me to my next point. Respectfully, her stature is too small to have a manager. She's not gonna look imposing or feel imposing. Nothing about and this has nothing to do with actually it might just be her, because if you think about Roxanne, she's small in stature, but she balls the fuck out.
Bliss, same thing.
Don't need no help from nobody. It might literally
but also it's depending on who you working.
Oh, okay. How many times have we seen Roxanne work with somebody and their match was fire?
That's different though. Roxanne is a prodigy. That's different. She's different. She's been doing this shit since she was 16. She's different.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have anything to do with her size. I think it's just her. And by her, they got to figure out her character. They got to figure something out.
Like her moveset is not like the flashiest, and I don't want to say like it's like her because she obviously knows how to wrestle. She's obviously she does a lot of training. She works really hard on her craft and whatnot. I genuinely believe that it's just who she lines up with. And I just don't think it like matches off that well. I think the speed also doesn't help. And the fact that she's small and she's not like agile. She's not like high flyer, like when you see small, you think like Ray, you think high flying and aerial and super like aerodynamic and whatnot. But
so you think it's her moveset? Because she does those moves. Because Roxanne, I don't associate high flyer with Roxanne.
But Roxanne's technical though.
Right. So it's her. So you're saying it's her moveset. So could it be her moveset and her character?
I think her moveset just doesn't fit her character.
So then how do you? Okay, let's take a moment. Let's take a moment. I like where this is going, but what are you changing? Because now you have to think about the reason why she's using the Meteor is cool. It's cool. But she's using the 619 because she doesn't have any other finishing moves. How many?
Which affects stature.
Yes. Dom already has it can't be three niggas using the same move. Right. We got 3 spears. We don't need a 4th spear. We got 2 619s. We don't need a 3rd one. So what should she be doing in ring?
I don't know if they're getting away from this, but we don't have submissionists. And maybe that's just me being an old head wrestler brand, but we don't have submissions you can put in at any kind of size, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm looking at like an example of like Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan, like he's a small guy, but submissions is his shit. The submissions and the flying knee is his thing. So you need a striking move and a submission hold or something like that. But that also comes with being like a technical kind of like wrestler. Mm-hmm. So I think she just has to figure out like you got to hold and you got to strike. Like, I don't know if you got like a shining wizard or a knee strike or a punk kick. I don't know what you got, but you need something that you can do on everybody. Drew McIntyre with the Claymore, right? You need something that translates for anybody at any height, anytime. And I don't know if the 619 does that for me, especially when like You're just so accustomed to seeing people do it.
Yeah, it don't hit the same. And
No.
Yes, her fucking it up has a part to play in it, but then when you think about it, like Ray is still wrestling. Dominic is clearly gonna like that's his move because obviously that's his dad. Like you're not with LWO no more. Like yeah, cool, Ray's your hero. He gave you a blessing, but you need a little like. Is there a leg drop she can do off the top rope? That's not the Meteora. Like, anything.
And I was like, man, like even pulling something like Alistair's moveset, but Alistair's moveset is all strikes, like it's kicks and shit like that. Like
Yeah, take the what is the black? Is it the black mask?
the black mask?
Yeah,
but
take
like
that.
frame. Alistair's like his kicks are crazy.
Yeah, but she can get niggas on their knees.
That's also true too.
Yeah,
I can take that too. I'll take that too.
Yeah, off the rope, Meteora, finish with the black mask. Like we know that's your man's. Like we know that's your husband, and maybe she need to be with him on camera.
Do you think by changing like the gear to where it's dark or whatever, then now we just like we're dealing with like
too spooky niggas?
Yeah, too spooky shit. Like,
and they're trying to make her pop and make her vibrant. I get that, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm going strikes and subs. You give me strikes and subs, you might be able to like you can work your moveset around that. If she was she was targeting body parts and she was a submissionist, it would make a lot more sense.
They need to kill her off. She needs to be put in the hospital. Obviously not
character-wise. Yeah.
Yes, character-wise. Something needs to happen to her to where it has to be brutal so you can get buy-in from the fans. It has hit her with a car?
Well, no. Not giving her the Ricochet treatment. What if her manager was like a natty?
Okay, I'm listening.
So like you get that influence of like those subs and the technical wrestling and whatnot. Like
it's tough because to me Natty's a better
and I don't want
and a better talker.
She is talker we will talk about, but wrestler for sure. And I don't want Natty in like the WWE version of Natty. I want the low key Natty.
Yeah, you want Natty, not Natalia.
Yeah, I want
Natty.
The one that she's been shown on the Indies. That's the one I want to see in the E.
Yeah,
because that's the image that Natty needs to have for people to be like, oh shit, like she's on some nut shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right.
That was tough to watch. That's all. That match was. That was some of the worst wrestling I've seen in a while.
And for me, it's not a shot to Zelina. I really like Zelina. I just think it's something about the way she's presented right now and moveset. R-Truth, John Cena.
I was sports entertained.
Very much so sports entertained.
And
Cena comes out,
mm-hmm.
opens up, he does a little entrance and whatnot. I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for Truth. I'm like, all right, Truth. And I hear Cena's music again. I was like, hey, what the fuck is happening here?
I popped, and the whole crowd did.
Bro. Huge fucking pop, bro.
Yep.
The Ron Cena shirt will immediately be bought.
You cop it. It's available right now. Cop it. I want to see.
It will be bought immediately, bro. The Ron Cena shirt was hilarious. Him coming out in the full John Cena attire, towel, hat,
mm-hmm.
armbands, doing the whole get up.
Let's go to work.
Bro, it's so much of a truth thing that I don't know how I didn't see this happening.
This shit was fucking.
There was no way Truth had his match against John Cena and was not going to pull the mirror. Like,
it was John versus John, bro. That shit was hard. I don't care what nobody say.
When I was watching the match and they were doing the spiel where like, Truth is doing the five knuckle shuffle and like the AAs and whatnot, I was like, this is like when you playing like Tekken and
mm-hmm.
both of y'all Yoshimitsu.
Yep.
And y'all doing the same things, yo. And I'm like, oh, this is good. Now, I put on Blue Sky that like there's only two options for me for this match though. Was initially like you either beat the hell out of Truth and Cody comes out to save him, or you pull the Jimmy and Gunther and he just bloodied up and Cena walks away as a heel like, I'm not playing with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
None of that happened.
Nope.
None of it happened. So now I don't feel like there was a payoff for him fighting Truth because like, what was the point if you weren't going to beat up the guy who's your number one fan? Like, that's the whole tie-in here. And then on the other end of it, it didn't build any heat for him as a heel.
Well, he still hit him with the belt at the end, which is
but like
all right, R-Truth didn't need all that, dog. Like he did, like even that, like you already ate him through the table when he was coming up to congratulate you, and then you're gonna hit him with the belt like it's R-Truth. Like you gonna hit him with the belt afterwards. That's like a nigga stomping out or curb stomping Cheddar Bob in 8 Mile. Like he didn't need that. Like he didn't need that. You know, he just want to enjoy his life. He's just happy to be here.
You ain't never played San Andreas and you done got somebody and you still standing there stomping? Like we all done did it. I'm just saying,
but not a character we cared about. Like
that's the whole point. You're not supposed to care about Truth. The guy's been a mockery. He's been a mockery of you. Like, take him out, bro. He should have doubled back. After you hit him with the belt, double back.
Come back again.
Yeah, like an AA or STF. Put him in the STF and like choke him out. Then I'll be okay.
Or beat him with the chair. Bad guy.
Or something, right? I feel like there should have been something tied to this instead of like, you know, him just taking the belt and walking out like, okay, now we only got 20 more dates of Cena? Like that was a wasted date. Like,
I mean, was it though? Like he listen, I'm this okay. And I knew this was gonna come up. And I'm gonna say this real quick. And I know you remember this. In 2016, in August, I think it was August, the Players Tribune with Kobe Bryant put out Dear Basketball. Right? This is I'm leaving, I'm retiring. Like, I love the game, love the hustle. I can't do it no more. Right? They let Kobe do whatever he wanted for them 82 games, bro. You have given so much to basketball and the NBA, the relationship with the US and NBA and China. You speak 5 different languages. You're a 5-time champion. You're one of the greatest players ever. Like, hey, bro, do whatever you want. It seemed like every home game at LA, they had a shirt when Kobe was coming out. His last game, they was like, hey, it don't even matter. Even the Jazz, they was like, yeah, dog, do whatever the fuck you want to do. He took 50 shots, my nigga, to get 60 points. I said all that to say, I seen people, man, this is a dumb retirement tour. This is a waste of this. Bruh, John Cena, since 2003, has given so much to the WWE. If that nigga wanted to wrestle Michael Cole for 2 dates, what are you gonna tell him no? Honestly, you gonna tell him no? Nah, he wants to spend time with all his friends and the people he cared about in the ring. He finally gets to be a heel, finally gets to do something he wants to do. Let him live, let him run his shit, let him do his thing. We done seen him take out Cody, we done seen him take out Randy. He just got R-Truth. Cody's back again. He's gonna go against Punk. Like it's like Hero said, his all his favorite hits. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Yeah, let him do. If he want to do whatever he want to do these 20 dates, this is y'all chance to celebrate him. Which is why it's so hard to boo him.
Yeah, he doesn't get booed
because
he gets booed like in the entrance, but during the match they're cheering.
They're not. Yeah, as soon as you can't. That was one of the loudest things you heard. His "You Can't See Me," and then R-Truth's, or I'm sorry, Ron Cena's "You Can't See Me" was even louder than that. Like like it's dope. Yes, it might not be what we want, but it's a chance for us to celebrate somebody who has given a lot to the game. Like,
It's true.
like it is what it is, right? Like Melo didn't get the same ending. D Wade, when D Wade retired, he had the same farewell tour. Not to the extent of Kobe's, but the same thing. They let D Wade do whatever the fuck he want to do. His last year, he hit that random ass 3 at the top of the key off the wrong foot against the Warriors.
I remember that. Yeah,
With KD guarding him, and KD was just like, "Hey, it's D Wade, nigga. Like, what you want me to do?
What you want?"
So,
That's
yeah, bro. Let John Cena do his thing. He already say he can't wrestle. He gonna hit the 5 moves of death, the 5 knuckle shuffle, AA, nigga, hit him with the belt, and I'm out. Nigga. Buy my merch, nigga. Celebrate me.
And dead ass. You right in the sense of like he gonna do whatever you want. Like at this point in time, we're not gonna like constrain or constrict you from like what we want you to do. It's like, no, what do you want to do, John? And he's doing everything he wants to do. I would have told him no in his next match, and we'll talk about that when we get there. But there is after the match, there's a crossover between Jey and Cena, and he's like, "Oh, I haven't seen you in a while." And like John was like, or Jey was like, "The last time I seen you was when I threw you over the rope at the Rumble." He's, "Oh, okay." You know, it's funny how like I want to walk out and leave as the last world champion. It would be ironic or embarrassing if the YouTuber ends up getting your belt here. It would almost be as if that would ruin wrestling.
Boy, I was hot. Keep it a buck. How'd you feel at that moment? Keep it a beam.
Yeah, I was confused. I was like, yeah. Don't do what I think you're gonna do. Like, yeah, don't do what I think you're gonna do. Like, I don't want to see any of that happen.
I was livid.
I'm so scared of how they about to treat Jey. I don't know why. I'm like looking at Jey every day, like
It's going to happen.
It's about to happen, bro. And I don't know who or what's gonna do it, but I'm on the edge for Jey Uso's reign. I have no idea why, bro.
You know why? Because you care. That's why. That's the honest truth. That's the honest truth. You care about Jey Uso. That's what it is.
I'm like, don't do my boy dirty. Like, he ain't my boy like that. But I'm just like,
yeah. Let him go out the right way. Don't have him losing to somebody like wild. Like,
yeah, like
if he lost,
give him an honorable like title exchange. Like, cool.
He lost to Seth or somebody. Like, all right, cool, we get it. Damian Priest, even though he on SmackDown, but we just like throwing out names. Like, if he lost to somebody, cool. But like Logan, like, come on, bro, don't do that. Because the first person Logan defeats, his name will forever be etched in history as the nigga that lost to Logan Paul.
Like for a belt, like for a big belt.
Do you know how long? Like, you can't get that off your jacket. That's a stain you can't get off your jacket. Anytime somebody
defeats Roman Reigns, and now he's not the tribal chief no more.
That's a stain he can't get off his jacket.
Like, come on, bro. Like, 1,400 days as champion, but you lost to Logan Paul. Nigga would ruin everything.
You lost a belt to this guy?
Would ruin everything.
Yeah, no. But my antennas was definitely up when he said that. We was alert. I tweeted Triple H. I was like, bro, you better not do it, bro. You better not do it. Defund Saturday Night Main Event, nigga. I don't care.
Priest versus Drew in the cage match. My first initial like tweet, I was like, man, when was the last time somebody actually won off of a climb out?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I haven't seen anybody win a cage match by climbing and then like exiting. And like, it has to be at least 10 years. Like, it didn't happen in the pandemic era. So this 4 or 5 year reign. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen it happen. So it has to be more than 5 years. I don't think I've seen anybody climb the cage and exit out in years. So I was like, okay. Interesting.
And clearly, Jesse, the Body Ventura, heard the same thing. Because he would not stop bitching about
that. Nigga was on one, bro. He was so mad.
He was livid.
Like, that is a coward's way. The door?
He could just walk out the door? Ain't no door.
Door?
You You better climb
Back
out
in
the
my day,
window. Yeah.
bro, he was tight. This cage match, though, how we feeling? I don't think it was brutal enough for a cage match. Besides the Concerto.
I have two qualms. I have two qualms with this match, and now putting two and two together, it makes sense. But during the initial match, I was pissed. You got a pit bull over there, my niggas?
You know, the Northwest and white people and their dogs, man. Like, you know, what we do?
I was mad that Drew lost because Drew just lost his big feud to Punk. That was my first initial thought. It has nothing to do with Damian Priest. I like Damian Priest. That motherfucker put on every time he in the ring. But like when I think about like the feuds, Damian Priest just beat the shit out of Finn Balor. Drew just lost to Punk in like one of the greatest Hell in a Cell matches. I just felt like Drew should have won that match. The fake, I don't want to use the word fake, but the pseudo suplex off the top of the cage, I get it. It's safe. But as soon as he was up there, I was like, oh, I know what they're going to do. It kind of took a little edge off of the move, off the impact for me. Mm-hmm. But I'm not taking the bump. So I'm going to shut the fuck up as it pertains to that. The fans still popped for it. So it did what it needed to do. I don't know how many more times you can do that, though, on Saturday night main event before people catch on. Or in a cage match, rather. But now hearing that Drew's going to miss some time, knowing that a week or two ago they were talking about he is actually injured, and he talked about, I think it was just a day ago, he said he can't turn his neck left. Like, I get it. Like, I understand. Like, go take some time off, go get you some chiro, get your neck stretched, do some massage, take some of that beating off of your body, because everybody got a bump card. But as a fan of Drew McIntyre, the wrestler, I was mad that he lost. But for the sake of the person, I totally get it. So yeah, go get right. Go get right.
So one thing I noticed that when they were talking about like Drew and his entrance or whatnot, and I was like, oh, he's 3-0 in cages. And I was like, oh man, I would love to see like those records still mean something. Like, oh, Drew McIntyre's 4-0 in cages or still cages. Like, I like those things being attached to superstars because then you can play with that. That can be in stories. That can be what, like, you can use that as like another thread. So I was like, damn, man, I hope Drew gets this win, which didn't happen. So I'm like, I'm not technically too mad at it, but it's like Drew's been on this elevator or roller coaster of up and downs for 2 years now, bro. We got to figure out what the hell we doing with Drew McIntyre. On the flip side, did we like the way that the ending was, where it was the Concerto and Priest just walks out? Like, was that the play here? Like, did it take away from the seriousness, or was that the best way to do the finish? Because in my eyes, it's like I smacked him, I knocked him out. Yeah, I left him in the ring to die, kind of thing. I like that. I like that if he dies kind of routine. And I see that people online and just like, you know, the threads and whatnot weren't really like particular a fan of that.
I think if he would have did it twice, and it sounds like I'm bloodthirsty, but I think if he would have did the Concerto twice, I mean, listen, if you're gonna play into the neck injury, like, I get it. And also I understand how they want the Concerto to mean like to be weighted heavy, especially in this promotion. But if he would have did it twice, I felt like that would have been like, damn, like Damien do not fuck with Priest. I'm sorry, Damien do not fuck with Drew. So when Drew does come back, it's like, oh yeah, he did Concerto this nigga twice and left him for dead. Like, the once is cool. It fell flat to me for some reason. It fell flat to me. But again, like, I like, it's tough. I don't know. It fell flat to me. it fell flat.
No, that's a fair opinion, man. Like, especially like I said, you looking at steel cages and Drew's history of like cages and Hell in Cells. You're looking at like how he operates in those matches. This one was a little, less than expected, but nevertheless, still happened. Go ahead, Drew. Get your vacation time. Main event: Jey Uso versus Logan Paul. Logan Proud. My bad.
That's a good one.
And so I ain't gonna lie to you. This match, I have no notes, bro. There was nothing exciting about this match to me until the shenanigans happened, until the ending.
And I think,
and so,
yep.
I think it was like an 8-minute match. Like it wasn't nothing like too crazy. What?
I was mad that there was commercials on Jay's entrance. That shit pissed me off. If you're gonna put,
he came out first.
Why
he come out first? He's the champion.
Yeah, if you're gonna put fucking, and Logan Paul got his whole entrance. Like, he's the one that should have had a goddamn commercial break on his shit. I don't care. Somebody's like, well, Jay's entrance is like 9.5 minutes. I was like, I don't give a fuck about that.
I'm the champion.
Saturday Night Live. Jesus. Saturday Night Main Event, this episode has been pretty lackluster. It was lackluster, aside from Ron Cena for a couple seconds and the Bronson Reed return. Yeah. Like what else? What else was there really? Like, we were running through these matches. Like, I was like, damn, these motherfuckers moving at breakneck speed. Like, that the entrance would have made Jay continue to look like a star. But the match itself, it was cool.
Yeah. It did its job.
Yeah.
We see that like. Go ahead, my bad.
No, I was just gonna say it was a means to an end. It was a means to get them to 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, the next step.
Yeah.
So we see during the match that Jay's going for a pin. Ref gets pulled out immediately. John Cena's in there just hammering, fucking crashing on Jey Uso, and I was like, "Oh shit, this shit might happen. They actually might give Logan the fucking belt here." Oh no. But then the quarterback one shows up. Cody Rhodes returns. Makes a save for Jey Uso. Gets Cena out there. Jey Uso wins off of like a frog splash. And my initial thought was that like what I wanted to happen in the truth match happened here. And I don't really understand why we are saving the world champion. I'm the world champion. I should be able to handle 2v1 or whatever the case may be because I'm the world champion. Go help Truth. Regardless. And also I didn't like the idea that Cody returns at the Saturday Night Main Event. Like, I feel like that's a bigger pop. Like, if you're not gonna do it for Truth, we're doing that Monday Night Raw or like, closing up the show or something. Because I don't feel like it fit here. You didn't get the grandiose, like, oh shit, the music hit, like, where's he at? And then he pops out. Now this motherfucker comes immediately running down the tracksuit, which is cool or whatever, but like just the aura aspect of like he's back since Mania, like the guy's here. Kind of like, when Roman come back, imagine Roman's music hit and Roman just running down the goddamn like like, no, you need to be able to bask in the ambience of like that guy's here. And I don't think we were able to do that, and that's why I didn't like it as much.
Yeah, I think if you get that those drum beats, that dum-dum, lights go out, his shit hit, crowd going insane, lights is flickering, they pop on, the smoke is coming down, and you can see him standing there. He didn't need to have the tracksuit on. He could have just had his new shirt, because it was a way for him to reveal he had the new shirt on. Just had a captain shirt. Let's let us see it, and then walk down and get them all. Nigga, what you like?
Right.
John Cena know he fucked up. There should be fear in John's face if he's a true heel. And Cody's walking down the ring to the ring, and getting to it. That's that's how I would have did it. Yeah.
Maybe it was a time constraint, because they ended the show immediately,
right as he was talking. So, cut the ads. My nigga, goddamn, you had 37 minutes of ads. Shit. Like,
Yeah.
he was like, you gotta go now, go. Like,
Yeah.
and then as the credits is rolling, you got your tag team partner. I got a brother with me. We're gonna do this at Money in the Bank in 2 weeks. That was it.
It's like, okay.
Yeah.
And even with that, okay, so now we're gonna break down John Cena, Logan Paul versus Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes.
You know Travis Scott's coming back.
Fiend. Nigga, they said Travis coming back and Vegas is coming back. Nigga, they about to run Fiend again.
It's crazy how that was the hardest song on that album, and now it's being made a caricature.
Yeah.
Okay, so who helps? Who helps? Jey and Cody.
Damn, it's tough.
I can tell you who's not busy since he got eliminated. Jimmy Uso.
Yeah, Big Jim. That probably makes the most sense. Like that's the ideal. Like, okay, cool. Because anybody else doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, Chief got bigger issues. He got to worry about Seth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Big Jim. That's the only thing that makes the most sense.
But then y'all playing with trying to get us to see Jey as a singles. I mean, as a tag.
Right.
You playing a little bit. You toting that line a little bit.
Which is why I didn't like the save. Like, we haven't. Like, Jey should be able to be champion and stand on his own. Like, Jey should be able to beat Logan Paul without Cody coming in to like help and whatnot. Like, it should have been a super kick to Cena, get out of here. Oh, Logan's trying to hit him with the brass or whatever. Super kick there, frog splash. He looks like a dominant fucking champion. I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell they're doing. And that's the best part about being like, you know, a consumer. I just watch and just react to the shit.
Yeah, but fuck. But yeah, I've been trying to make more of an effort not to predict, and like do the same thing, like sit back and relax. But like same token, like I don't know if I'm
It's
getting.
okay to criticize.
Yeah. No, but that's what I'm saying. I don't know if I'm getting fatigue, like from watching this, like the way in which I've been watching it, or what. But right now, it's just not hitting.
You're
Right.
not the only one to say that. You're not the only one to kind of talk about how like the E product has been a little tampered down and it's just a little watered right now. And that's okay. Fatigue happens and slow spots in TV happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's just kind of like what we're in right now when it comes to like WWE. That being said, as a product and people who run the product, you can't get lazy, right? People already dislike SmackDowns. They're too long, right? So you want us to tap in on Saturdays and you're giving these matches that like are okay, but not like the greatest. And we're not even watching for match quality. We're watching for like investment to story pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like investments into where is this story going. And if you're not giving us like things to be excited about, especially when it comes to WWE product, then it's like, what are we doing here?
That's what brought everybody back was story.
Exactly. The story. Bloodline. Brought everybody back.
In the most respectful way. It wasn't the wrestler. And that's okay. But then don't. It's like you good with a pull-up jumper going to your right and you just stop doing that. I'm going to try something else. I need you to still be effective at doing this. That's what it feels like to me. It's like you stop going to the dance. You stop dancing with the one you brought to the dance and just started doing some other shit. And I get it. You're trying to like stretch some storylines out. Maybe you're waiting on certain people to come back. I don't know. I nigga tired. I tried to watch SmackDown. This was the first week. I will admit, this is the first week I tried to watch SmackDown. I was just like, I'm cool. This like since y'all have been talking about it, and maybe I got brainwashed into it or whatever. Maybe I'm not susceptible to outside pressure, but I tried watching this week and I was just like, dog, I can't.
Yeah, yeah. I don't necessarily speed through SmackDown, but since I watched the next day, I'm able to like get it all done in like an hour and a half,
Mm-hmm.
like because just like entrances and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I may miss somebody. Oh, somebody got attacked during the entrance, but that's just because I skipped the entrances. But it is a chore, bro. Like it is definitely like a chore. And there's nothing wrong with just being fatigued from taking in so much content. It's like it is what it is.
Yeah,
And they know that, right?
I
So they
hope
just got
so.
to figure it out. They're talking about drafts and whatnot. So like, SummerSlam's going to be around that time people get drafted. We talked about that last episode too. Who do you want to see get drafted? Like, where would you want to see a shakeup happen? Who needs to go where? How, like, what do you want to see happen?
I'm down with putting the Lucha Bros together. I think,
Which means Phoenix is going to Raw because they're not moving Pinto for Raw. We talked
yeah,
about that last week too.
yeah, no. Go ahead, bump Ray over,
Yeah.
bump Ray on over to Raw. Give them a fire ass entrance, and then they can help build that tag division.
Lucha Bros versus New Day. Oh,
It would be
oh,
heat. I'm gonna tell you right
cook.
now. I got the New Day losing.
Yeah. Yes, nigga.
um, I don't know if y'all said this, but Finn going to SmackDown would be fire to
We did
me.
talk about Finn moving over. Yeah.
I understand Damian Priest is over there. It is what it is. But I don't think that should happen until after him and Dom do what they need to do. Um, damn man,
You
that's
know who
tough.
needs to be on Netflix?
Who?
L.A. Knight.
Yeah. Okay, but here's the problem: is you run the risk of him still being involved in the bloodline.
It's also true.
Roman's over there, Jay's over there, because he can't be a mid card guy at this point anymore. That's the other thing. I think that's where there's this stale feeling for him.
Mm-hmm.
I think
He lost a lot of steam.
yeah, I think he might actually win the Money in the Bank.
He
As much
should.
as um, I know there's a lot of online booking and pushing for Karrion Kross to win it. I don't believe Karrion Kross needs the gimmick to get over. And this isn't to say that LA Knight needs the gimmick to get over because he's already over. But in order to elevate him into the World Championship division and out of the mid card, he needs to. I think he needs to have that. But Karrion probably needs to be on SmackDown if we're giving more time to people. Because right now with the format of Raw, you're getting storyline, a match, storyline, maybe a backstage interaction, a match to close that leads into storyline for next week. So you're getting 2 to 3 matches, maybe a backstage segment with people who are getting exposed constantly, and then everyone else is doing what they can on the mic in the arena on commercial side. So I know I've been singing Karrion Kross's praises for a hot minute, but I would definitely push to get him on SmackDown because the format is more like the regular show that they were doing before they went to Netflix.
Yeah. And going back to like Money in the Bank and LA Knight, the thing that kind of, and this is me just being too into it, is that like, whoever wins Money in the Bank, I want them to go after the WWE Championship, right? The one last time Priest got it, he went for the World Heavyweight Championship, which is fine. I need whoever wins it to go after. I want to see the big one. But the thing with that is that comes with you got to be quarterback. You got to be one of those ones that we can lean into to carry like the brand and whatnot.
Okay.
LA Knight has the merch sales. He has the the mic skills. He has the charisma to do it. I just don't know if they would give him the ball and allow him to do it.
You want okay. So let's think of how you get there, though. Okay, because you know Cena is going to hold this belt at least until December.
SummerSlam.
You think SummerSlam he's dropping the belt? I don't think so.
I think SummerSlam he might drop it.
I don't see it happening. And the reason why is Money in the Bank is in June.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening in July?
Is that Saudi?
Even if it was Saudi, which I don't think it is, but
no, I think it's Saudi. No, Saudi's June 28th.
Okay.
So they got two shows. I don't think they have anything for July.
Right.
Besides the Saturday night main event.
So July, you're building for what?
SummerSlam.
Okay. So I don't see, because John has to get, you have to have an intersection point where Punk and John meet. That's gonna happen. And it's gonna be for a belt. It's not gonna be for just shits and gigs.
True.
The belt is not gonna be on Punk.
True.
Okay.
True.
So John is gonna he's gonna go against Cody again, whether it be shenanigans or he outright beats Cody. Cody can afford to lose to John again if Cody is the one that takes the belt from John and puts him out to pasture. Correct.
Yeah.
So John is going to have the belt and win at SummerSlam. There has to be. So does CM Punk get moved to SmackDown? And then he's flipped back to Raw because they flip and flop whenever they want to. But he can
I think Punk is one of the floaters. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, so he can float to SmackDown to interact with John post SummerSlam because you still got Clash of Paris. You're gonna have something else in probably September, October, and then you have Survivor Series.
Yeah.
So, and if I had to guess, they're probably not going to do a War Games this Survivor Series. You've done it quite a few times. In the last 3 times, Roman has been in it, or somebody from the Bloodline has been in it. The Bloodline is essentially extinguished at this point, right? So, and they'll probably come back together or something. Who knows? But
yeah,
and it might
too much money.
Yeah, they might come back together to fuck with Seth and his coalition of baddies. Pause. But anyway, John is keeping this belt at least until December. And then whatever it is that they're doing for his go home show, that will be when he drops the belt. He'll have a standing ovation in the ring. It'll probably be Cody again. Probably. So, yeah, I don't like, even if you put, it will be, I said all that to say, sorry, I was forgetting where I was going. That would be a waste of the cash in for LA Knight. Because after he cashes in and he loses, because he would lose, he's going to lose to John Cena. They already had their little tiff. Cool, that's the storyline. But then how long is he hovering around that division until he gets it? Because the person that's going to take it from John will be Cody. Then you're going to have Cody and LA Knight, or you're going to have Cody drop it again, and then LA Knight comes up and takes it. Right.
And that's why, like, you're just in a cycle. Like, I need them to build a new star, like somebody who's like next up, right? Not next up to be Cody, because we all know Cody and Roman are those are the 1-2s, or 1A, 1Bs. But like this whole like Money in the Bank being cashed in on the World Heavyweight just feels like a cop out to me. It feels like the safe option every time because you're able to like just transition new people on that belt anytime you want. But you are right in the aspect of like John's probably holding his belt for a while because we know that the tag team's happening at Money in the Bank. We know that the tag team sets up Cody versus Cena one more time, and that could be at Saudi, right? That could be the Saudi one, and then Saturday Night Main Event. John's not going to be there. He's not wrestling two of those. That's not going to happen. So that'd probably be a world heavyweight. That might be Gunther versus Jey again at the Saturday Night Main Event in July, and then you have SummerSlam in August, which could be Punk versus like Cena. So you're probably on the right track here. Like that checks out more logically. Like I said, going back to the Money in the Bank aspect, I just want to see like who, like if you're gonna do this whole Logan with the WWE Championship, if he wins Money in the Bank, okay, I understand it. That's the guy that you're gonna try to like build up, but it needs to be somebody in that new main event picture that's gonna capitalize and be boosted up rather than just the. I'm not gonna say that because it sounds disrespectful, but just I want to see the next guy.
Okay, so right now in your mind's eye, who's that tier that's gonna break through? Obviously, we could say Braun Breaker, but again, that's for the belt that you said you want to see, or you don't want to see the next star on that one. You want to see the next star on the Universal WWE Championship belt, right? So, okay, are you gonna tell me you're going to split this coalition up, this group up, and push Bron into SmackDown for him to take the belt within the next 8 months? Because what is it right now? It's May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. That's 7 months right there, right? 7 months, 4 weeks, 28 weeks, right? 7 months, 28 weeks. So you're thinking, my math might be off. Let me not get too hasty. But either way, that's a quick turnaround for this big push and turn that you just had at WrestleMania. To just throw it away in 8 months. So I don't see that happening either. Are you looking at the roster?
No, I'm looking at like this week's Raw. I can't remember if there was a men's like qualifying match. I don't know if Braun Breaker was a part of that. I don't think so.
Well, we know
because it was Jey versus Braun to close the show out.
Yeah.
So imagine Braun Breaker does hold the briefcase and he's in the faction. It honestly be like Evolution rewrite all over again. But just like, Seth kind of, we can cash this in whenever we want to kind of like, make us in power or whatnot. But what if that was the case where you just levitate Braun? Like, what if Braun doesn't cash in on Jey and cashes in on John Cena or Cody because he wants to be that guy? And honestly, I see Braun Breaker versus Cody Rhodes as a really, really solid fucking like, superstar or marquee match. Especially if Braun holds it for, 6 months or whatever, As far as like the roster goes, though, I don't know if there is. Let me double check. Somebody who can like besides Braun, besides Logan.
You could assume. So just assume really quick. You can assume in the next couple of months, Oba and Trick are going to be called up.
We'll be up.
They'll each probably split shows. If I had to guess, they're going to put Trick on SmackDown, him and Mello, and probably put Oba Femi on Raw. Because Oba would be a monster to deal with some of the monsters they got over there, specifically Braun Breaker, probably and Bronson Reed. But and Gunther. Woof! Oba Femi and Gunther.
Yeah, you're not ready for that.
That shit a slap. No pun intended.
Literally.
So even if, right? Like I just think for the sake of, I'm going to use the word long-term storytelling, pulling the plug on what's happening with Seth, Bron, Bronson, Paul that soon for Braun Breaker to be elevated to then be pushed to SmackDown, at this very moment, it doesn't feel right. They could fast track it, which would be poor booking in my estimation, but right now in this moment for the last, was it 3 weeks, 4 weeks? 4 weeks, Bron has been turned essentially back into an infant, right? Like he's not a loose dog off the chain. He quote unquote has a, God, I don't want to use the term. He has a master that is pointing and Bron is shooting. He's literally, at least on camera, has been under the tutelage of Seth, where he's still even learning how to operate as a main card guy. Like I don't think it's going to be in 8 months. Braun Breaker is going to be like, all right, I learned enough. I'm a turn. Like we still have to have conflict between the members of the group. That conflict has to go from Braun to Bronson or from from Braun to Heyman to Braun to Bronson to Braun to Seth. Like in each one of those interactions, that can be a month's worth of storytelling.
Yeah.
So, and then you still have to have inflection points in matches. You have to have Braun like deciding if he's going to listen to Seth in this point, or like he's not taking commands as fast. Then you got to have Seth like, all right, hold on, who this nigga think he is? I brought him up. Like, there's a whole like story that has to be fleshed out, and to do that in 8 months to me would be crazy.
I was going over just the roster, and I just want to go through a quick like yes or no on who would like win the Money in the Bank, right?
Okay.
So just men's side.
Real quick.
AJ Styles.
Are you putting the people that are already qualified in it, or you're just asking me straight off the rip, off the roster?
Straight off rip. The people already qualified in the men's, I believe, is
Solo,
and
LA Knight.
LA Knight. I think that's the only two that we know so far.
It's got to be more than that, I think. Ain't there
I
one
thought
more?
it was just those two.
I know Jacob has one this next Friday.
Yeah, he has a qualifying match. Yeah, they have more women's than they do the men's.
Okay. Well, there's only There's only 2 weeks.
Yeah, they're about to figure it out, nigga.
Okay.
About to ramp up. So AJ Styles,
Nope.
probably not.
Nope.
Respectfully, I think I seen Theory one time this week. So Austin Theory, probably not.
Who's starting to get face pops?
Yeah, he is. He definitely is. Bron Breaker's currently tied up with Seth. Probably not. You got Gable.
Nope.
Currently like doing his thing. Punk, I don't see is probably he just got wiped out. I don't see Punk climbing no ladders anytime soon. Finn.
Nope. It could be if he won and maybe that's you getting jumped out of Judgment Day. You win the briefcase. And then they're like, hold on, this motherfucker think he's somebody. Maybe, but I doubt it is my answer. Maybe, but I doubt it.
Gunther.
Doesn't need it.
Karrion Kross, which we talked about.
In my opinion, doesn't need it. People want it, but his character to me doesn't need it. Would be nice though, but he doesn't need it.
Would be nice. Logan.
God damn it. That would make him even more arrogant. So yeah, I could see it.
Yep. But to be fair, he has a match at Money in the Bank, so he can't.
Yeah.
Penta, I think it'd be too early for that. I would love it. I'd pop, but
he doesn't. Early. He doesn't need it either.
He doesn't. Sammy, but also
Sammy doesn't need it, but if he won it,
he would be next up.
Yeah.
It would make the most sense.
Yeah.
So Sammy's probably the clear cut, like, okay, on the Raw side. Alistair, too early. Andrade, we ain't seen, respectfully. Mello still working with Miz, probably not going to happen. Priest had it already. I don't think they're going to give it back to him.
He does not need it again.
Drew's on the shelf right now.
Yep.
The Big Jim, but you're not giving both Usos like something crazy. Like that's probably not going to happen.
Well, Jey didn't win it, so if you wanted to give Jimmy something, because but he lost already, so it doesn't matter. he literally lost because it was him, Ray Phoenix, and Solo.
It was Solo, yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah. LA Knight, we talked about it already. Miz is probably not going to be in it.
Nope.
They just gave a qualifying match to Mello next week.
Which he should
Randy.
win.
I don't think Randy's going to be a part of Money in Bank.
No, he doesn't need it. Randy is one of the motherfuckers. I've been here, bruh.
Yeah, like I can just get the title match. Like y'all gonna need me anyway.
Yeah.
Chief ain't climbing on ladders. That's not happening.
That's funny. Yeah, no.
Solo.
Now I'm with that, and the reason why I'm with that is because he could flirt with cashing in on Jacob, which that would build that. He could then go back to his original place of I'm getting the main belt for my family and quote unquote put Jacob in his place, which would also be an opportunity for Jacob to get that belt, which would be crazy for Jacob to get that belt and the US belt in the same year. Yeah, there's some meat there. Pause.
I would only accept Jacob being the one to take it off of Jey because the tie's there.
You mean the World Heavyweight Champion? Sure.
Yeah, that's the only person I would accept it with.
Okay, but then you got to ask yourself, how long do you expect Jey to hold this belt?
Exactly.
Because I already
said every week I'm looking at it crazy.
Yeah.
But out of the ones we talked about, it was Karrion Kross, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only four that makes the most sense for us to see go up into like that next tier of like main event status guys.
I know Hero was calling for Sammy to win the Rumble. But here's my fear. And this is on some political shit. And I'm going to go here for a second. Because we see how WWE is moving. Do you really think that they going to want, and they, not WWE,
but the powers that be,
are going to want Mr. Free Palestine to be the face of the company?
Not of the WWE belt. He can have the World Heavyweight, but not the one that we're going to be showing 24/7. That's fucked up.
Yeah. So, because and just think if he get the belt, and one day he just decided to not, he paint the belt Palestine colors. Not the belt, I'm sorry, the briefcase. You got it.
Yeah. That's fucked up. But I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. So
he can still win it, like I said, go after the World Heavyweight, but I just wouldn't like it. Sammy has been putting the work for a long time now.
Yeah.
Shit. If KO wasn't injured, KO would be a cool guy. I would see winning the Money in the Bank and like just doing what he needs to do.
Yeah, if Sammy won the briefcase and KO was still around,
bruh,
KO's taking that briefcase.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's tough. I don't know if I see LA Knight. Fuck, man. I want him to, but I don't know if I see it. There's people that I want to do it. Yeah.
I told Hero, I was on record last year saying he had more pop than the WWE champion Cody Rhodes, and I was not wrong.
No,
he was booming.
Yeah, you weren't. Yeah. And that's
why,
like
to see like that tamper off. Come on now.
That's why I think he does get the briefcase. That's why I think he will get the briefcase because he's been in the match 2 years in it. This will be his third year in the match, and if he gets it this year, the pop that he got the very first time when he was about to get it, and they did and I forgot who was it? It was Damian Priest that won it that time.
Yeah.
So yeah, last year was Drew, and then Drew used it literally that night, which was some crazy shit. But the year before that, Damian Priest actually won it, and then But LA Knight was the one at the top of the ladder getting ready to get it, and the buzz that the crowd had, yeah, he might be the one to win the briefcase.
Do we have any opinions on the women's ones before we get out of here? Let me see if I can pull up the women's Money in the Bank.
What is it? Rhea Hogan. No, I'm just playing. Rhea.
That's crazy.
Listen, as long as Becky is not in the match, then I'm good.
That's funny. It looks like in this. Come on, no.
What is it? Roxanne. It's got to be Roxanne.
Rhea, Julia,
yep.
Rhea, and Bliss right now. Roxanne is like my choice. I'm just a Roxanne fan.
As am I. She should get the whole world, and that sounds like I'm dick riding, but she is cold. She's cold.
She is cold.
And I like that she's fucking arrogant and cocky and yeah, bitch, I'm the prodigy. I won the NXT champion twice. I put some of these old bitches out the pasture. But I think Nia, who is it? Nia, Jade, and somebody else is in one. Nia, Jade, and Naomi.
Week.
So you know Nia.
But Trent, Naomi did caution tape on the briefcase
would be fire.
Fire.
It would be fire. But I don't think, unfortunately, it happens because there's no way that Jade and Naomi can focus on that briefcase when they both in the same match. But then
they're already in storylines together.
Yeah, same token. Respectfully, of course. Is Nia getting up on that ladder?
No.
All right. That's it.
So Jay's probably winning this match. Jay's probably winning this match, right? And I hope not, bro. I really want Naomi to get the win here. And she might.
Yeah, but if she gets a pop for that, it's so tough. It's so tough. I would love for Naomi to win it. But for me, in my mind, you cannot have this beef that has gone on for 5 months, and unless Nia puts one of them through the table, puts Jay through the table, does the Annihilator, and then can't recover from it, or some weird spot happens, and Naomi climbs up the cage and gets the briefcase. But also, Bianca's supposed to be back next week.
Yeah, she is.
So,
and that's going to play a part into.
Yep.
So maybe Nia might be on the ladder.
Listen, you heard. Look.
Yeah, my initial thoughts is that if it's not Naomi, Roxanne, and then just have a year of Roxanne as just being a fucking menace, and we're good to go.
She just constantly floating around. Well, the problem is she's on Raw, so she's not even on. But I would like to see her float around Tiffany, and just bring that. Yeah, I would like to see her fuck with Tiffany's head, because Tiffany was
Roxanne and Io would be a fucking banger too, though.
Absolutely, but I like the idea of Roxanne tormenting Tiffany. I don't think nothing's gonna get to Io, because Io just gonna do this
and just Hulk out.
Yeah,
Hulk out,
and beat the shit out of Roxanne. But I like the idea of Roxanne and Tiffany for the belt as some cash in. And you still could have somebody. Can somebody steal the briefcase?
I don't think that's possible. I haven't seen it, but
listen, we saw Rhea make a triple threat out of a one-on-one, so anything is possible.
Nobody got pulled like that,
nigga. She just did it, nigga.
I'm saying nobody got pulled like that besides Rhea.
Listen,
very select few can just write their way into Mania. Very select people can do that.
Well, yeah, I mean, if somebody undersized, not necessarily a threat, won it, and Nia just came and bullied them for the briefcase, bashed them in the head with it, and then cashed in on Tiffany and won. I mean, it sounds like I'm really pushing the Nia train, but in terms of being a true bully, I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying. But in terms of being a true bully,
Do we get Liv with the briefcase? Liv's supposed to be coming back soon.
Okay.
And they have 2 more spots for the women's.
Hold on. Okay. Now, we just went through 6 months of niggas crying about Liv having the belt and Rhea being involved, even floating around. Like, I think you do that, I think you'll lose niggas. The only way it's possible is if Liv gets it, is if she starts fucking with Tiffy. You can't have her floating around it. Yeah, because then you know who gonna pop back up.
Right.
And no, you're right. You know what it's gonna be.
So if Rhea wins,
should Liv pop
do
up?
We right? Well, I'm just saying in general, like Rhea's a person who should not win this. She should not be Money in the Bank. She doesn't need it.
She doesn't need it, bruh. She does not need it. Rhea's OP. She doesn't need it. I almost made another sports reference, but
fair.
She doesn't need it.
All right. Well, you guys, that was the episode here. Hopefully you liked our hour and some change of Saturday Night Main Event, and then, you know, maybe like 30 minutes of us just rambling about Money in the Bank. But I feel like it was a good episode. I feel like it was a good conversation, good topics here, you know.
We talked about Saturday night. Whoa, why did I say it like that? We talked about Saturday night longer than the actual show went on. Tell me I'm lying.
Content. Them boys good. Them boys good. They don't make. Hey, you know how to make food stretch. You can make spaghetti out of $20, man. We know how to.
Shamo.
We know how to make it work.
Shamo.
Let's do it. But we'll catch you guys in the next one. Next episode should be Double or Nothing, so that shouldn't be a short episode because you know how AEW does their pay-per-views and whatnot.
10 hours.
But we'll catch you guys next week, man. We'll catch you guys next week in another episode. We'll catch you guys later. It's been real. Peace out.
Believe in the wave.
Too sweet.
Yes, sir.